Hello and welcome to my channel. In this episode of the Mind Mappers Talk Show, we have a very special guest with us. This conversation that you will witness today is not a usual one. It's about or it's with an extraordinary person who is an epitome of resilience. And it's an honor for me to introduce to you Mr. Saumitra Dubey. Mr. Dubey is a disability advocate, resilience coach, an educator, and a TEDx speaker. And above all, he is the powerhouse of knowledge. He is not an ordinary person. I repeat, he is not an ordinary person. He believes that no matter what your circumstances are, if you have the zeal, if you have the will to contribute, to serve, if you have the zeal to live life to your fullest potential, you will always find a way or you will create one for yourself. So let's begin this interesting conversation. So hello and welcome to the show, Saumitra. It's an honor to have you here at the Mind Mapping Talk Show, where mind mappers talk heart to heart. They have interesting conversations about how mind mapping has changed or transformed their life and the life of others around them. So, welcome once again.
Thank you, Shubhra. Thanks for inviting me.
So, mind mapping, if I remember some 10, 12 years back, I used to use it only for note taking. So, I was that kind of a person who has a tool, but would use it only for the purpose which is like least. I think that is the least thing we can do. That was only for note taking. But then gradually things have changed for me. Today, if you ask me, starting from planning an event to making a daily schedule to anything and everything, brainstorming, writing, anything and everything, wherever thinking is involved, I have started using mind mapping. So, Saumitra, we would like to know from you that what attracted you towards mind mapping?
Yeah, so it was, I think, 2018 when I don't know, somehow somebody introduced me mind map. And I was doing it on one software. I don't remember the name. But because I was using voice recognition software, it was really tiring. I tried for 2 days, then left it. And then I met you, and the journey started. It was, I think, January last year, 2021. And then you introduced me that mind mister software that was very handy for me. And then the journey started, and then I was the part of your program, 1 month journey with you, then one-to-one mentorship. In that duration I created near about, I think, 3 to 350 mind map.
Wow.
And then for at least 1 month I was very much passionate about it, that for everything I was doing it. And journey started, and then I think that daily I used to make I'm making at least two mind map.
Wow.
So, and for everything, means especially content creation, reviewing the videos, and planning. These three things I use mind map on daily.
Wow. So this is interesting. You made 3 to 350 mind maps so far. That's what you said?
No, it was till last I think September. I think it's now more
Okay.
than 1,000 or more than that.
Wow. This is an amazing number. More than 1,000 maps in a year or so. And the way you have said that for content creation, reviewing videos and planning and organizing, you use mind maps everywhere. So tell us a little bit more about what you do professionally and how mind mapping has helped you professionally or personally in your growth journey.
For that, I think I must go, before 2021. I think I met with the accident in 2005, and then 15 year of, that injury. It was just the learning that kept me going. So I completed more than 40 online courses, from psychology, from soft skills, communication, teaching. But nowhere I was able to use them properly, because when we write for a person, their pen and paper become their extended sense organs. They use them, but for that luxury was not available anymore for me, and that was something I was missing. I was not able to connect the dot. I was not able to draw the conclusions. So much effort, but zero outcome. So that was a bit frustrating for me. But when I met with you, you introduced me systematically everything, and then the journey started. So the thing that happened with me, that my microphone which I'm using last 15 years, that became my extended sense organ, and then this mind mister. So daily when I'm managing, when only having ideas is not enough. We need to give it a structure. We need to take it forward. We need to get conclusion out of that. So in that, mind map is working a lot, helping a lot, and especially the niche that I have got after meeting you, that is being a resilience coach, developing myself. In that quest, mind map is helping a lot. So
Okay,
that
so
is one
that's
thing.
interesting.
And yeah, one thing that that project enable, I think it is in the third phase going on. So
Mm-hmm.
every day, for every planning, for every meeting, I'm using mind map, and it is becoming so effective that people are asking me, how are you able to use it so effectively? So yeah.
So I like the word that you are using, that Mindmeister, your microphone and Mindmeister has become an extended sense for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And you are an inspiration. We are going to talk more about it, about your strength, about your resilience. But when I look at you and when you say that for a lot of us who are privileged to use the pen and the paper, so you don't have that privilege with you, but despite that, you felt that Mindmeister or this mind mapping tool has given you an extended sense, and whatever knowledge that you have been acquiring, whatever ideas you have, now you are able to leverage it, if I can put it
Right,
in
right,
yeah.
right, right,
So
right.
that bridge, or the gap, sorry, the gap has been bridged by the
Yeah,
tool, or whatever way it has been. So it
yeah.
has all worked out for you very well. And you were saying something about your project enable or something. Would you like to talk a little bit more about it? I mean, the audience would love to know about it.
Yeah, so it was, I'm a teacher by profession, but last 5 year I there was a discontent because I was not able to do much about a student because of my physical condition. So
Mm-hmm.
last year, when pandemic hit in 2020, there was 13 visually impaired students whom I was teaching. So at the day of the lockdown, they three girls called me and they
Mm-hmm.
told me, sir, what next? And from there we started a journey with small mobile phone, with have limited operation, and we started with conference call, three girls and I.
Okay.
And then I shared with the GPTC founder,
Mm-hmm.
Kirandeep Sandhu, and from there we started project Enlighten. That was the first phase. Then we went to extend that, and we included underprivileged students, and came the project Enable Super 60. And just last month we launched project Enable Super 60 Plus, and
Wow,
now we are having more
congratulations.
than 107 students
Wow.
from across three districts of UP.
Wow. So this is huge, actually. This is really huge. And how that one question maybe from those young girls, or how that it
Yeah,
sowed the seed, and from there now you said it's 107 students.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, wow. So you are really growing, that I can see, and I can see your beautiful logo that's written "Give Back to the Community," and
Yeah, yeah,
it's very well that exactly that is what you're doing. You're giving back to the community. So it's very interesting that work that you are doing. You started amidst the pandemic, when people were giving up, when people were frustrated. That is the time when you started, and you started giving back to the community. You wanted to help people, and I think that is what all teachers want, to help
yeah,
people, to touch few lives, if not everyone, but at least few lives in our
yeah, yeah,
lifetime. So excellent. So, Mr. Saumitra, what I have experienced personally is, despite the fact that yes, mind mapping is an excellent tool for teachers, or for coaches,
yeah,
creators, content creators, or even we can use it in our day-to-day life for planning and a lot of other things. But still, I face a lot of challenge when I try to tell people, especially non-mind mappers, the benefits of mind mapping. Even today I see a lot of inhibitions and doubts and mindsets around that it is not for us, or maybe it is just for maybe just teachers, or sometimes I think it is just for students and not for working professionals, not for coaches, not for trainers. So those kind of inhibitions I face a lot. So do you also face similar challenges, or what are the challenges you face when you try to talk about mind mapping with your community or with the people around?
Yeah, generally, people are talking a lot about mind map,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is that the not right way of teaching is there.
Mm-hmm.
So many students whom you were teaching, they contacted me. स्कूल में तो पढ़ाया ही जाता है. Means
Mm-hmm.
everyone is teaching. Why what is the need to go through this 5 days 6 days retreat with you? the the problem is that the mind map the students are using, they don't know the potential of mind map. And one thing I often say, that whatever gift of life we have,
Mm-hmm.
they have their limits.
Mm-hmm.
But if we respect those limits, we
Mm-hmm.
can achieve limitless in life.
Wow.
That is true with mind map also. There's a limit, there's a rules.
Mm-hmm.
If some moment we stick with those rules,
Mm-hmm.
we can achieve limitless out of mind map. This
Mm-hmm.
thing only people can experience when they use it.
Exactly.
Without using it, no matter what we tell them, is not
Mm-hmm.
going to work.
You are trying to say, if I'm correct, that, and I quite agree with you, that unless you experience it
Yeah,
yourself, I can go and create awareness camps, create boot camps, telling people, but unless somebody tries it at least for once, it's as good as learning any other skill. Even if you want to learn dance, or even if you go to the gym and you say that, okay, I just want to lose 5 kgs in one
yeah,
single
yeah,
day, that is not going to work. You have to give some time to the skill. You have to go through that process, through the journey, and then obviously the world knows, and it's not something that only you and me are talking about. There are sufficient proof, scientific
yeah,
evidences that yes, when we think in the form of a radial way, when we think non-linearly, when we think the mind mapping way, our creativity, our productivity, all that opens up. And we have experienced it. A lot of people around the world have experienced it. But yes, coming to your point, what you say, that the biggest challenge somewhere is, one is awareness.
yeah,
Maybe somewhere they don't still connect with that. And the second one is, even if there is awareness, they have to go one step further and practice it and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
experience it
yeah,
in their life.
yeah.
So yeah, that is excellent. That is, I
Like if you
mean,
did not introduce this to me, I might not be doing all this that with mind map.
okay.
You systematically introdued, and then there was a commitment from my side. Both
Yes.
when came together, then I'm able to move forward on this journey.
Okay, great. So I think as a mind mappers, you and me, it is also our responsibility to somehow create that awareness.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course, the practice part is on the other side, but then we can at least do the first step of creating more and more awareness and talking about its
yeah.
benefits. Okay. So in case our audience don't know, Mr. Saumitra Dubey is also a TEDx speaker, and I was there when he was speaking. I was watching him online, of course, but the speech is not about, I won't say it was an inspirational speech, or it was a great speech, because those are all very small words. I got goosebumps at the end of the speech. I was here in my house seeing it online, but I stood up from my chair. That was the impact. And even if I think right now, I get the similar impact. And I will leave the link to the YouTube video, for which is there in the official TEDx page, the TEDx talk. I will leave that link in the description below. But I would like to know from you that, did mind mapping in any way help you towards your journey to sharing that message at such a prestigious platform that is TEDx? What was the role, or did it play any role at all? Yeah.
It was a really funny story that from last year October I was completely bedridden because of the bed sore.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mentor, Kirandeep Sandhu, she said that look, in January you are going for TEDx, and I think it was October when you also noted down in the my mind map that Saumitra, TEDx is going to be your target. You must be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I half-heartedly applied, and it was my first application and accepted. When
Mm-hmm.
it is accepted, then there was a challenge how to proceed, and the first thing that came to rescue was the mind map. I think I have made near about 25 mind map of those of just in while creating the content. And it was so effective because I was in bed, I was just lying, and I was just dictating and creating mind map and sharing with others. So it was so effective that just that day of the speech, I was in wheelchair and I gave that speech.
Wow. So
So it played a very important role, no doubt about it.
excellent. So whether it was about, of course, I would also like to mention that point, whether it was me or your mentor, we believed in your story. We knew you had
Yeah,
a powerful story to share with the world, and maybe mind mapping was just a tool or a medium that has helped you. But
yeah,
your story is always powerful, very powerful. And what I understand is mind mapping has helped you create your content, plan,
yeah,
and organize what you wanted to
yeah.
speak on TEDx. So it made your task a little easier.
Yeah, there was a template there in which everything was there, and
Mm,
template you also taught a lot of portion of that
mm,
while
mm,
we were having one to one and we were
mm,
having session.
mm,
So there was everything keeping audience in the
mm,
mind. What is the theme of the that particular TEDx, and what are the do's and don't? Everything was there. Checklist was there. So I
mm.
that was, I would not say only leverage. It helped a lot. I means to just bring that small nuggets that were there in my life to bring out and then present. So
Okay.
it helped a lot.
So, yeah, I have a similar experience. I see that suppose I just write in the conventional way from left to right, top to bottom. And if I'm writing a speech for myself for any occasion, not just TEDx, it could be just any
Yeah,
occasion or a simple 5 minute speech, or maybe a conversation that I'm going to have with a client or something. I see that the moment I make the mind map, the difference
yeah,
is a lot of ideas get connected. As you say that, it's like connecting the dots. You have the
yeah,
small
yeah,
small nuggets from your life, you just keep it all there, and then when you see together, it all connects, and the big picture that you can see
yeah,
makes things a lot easier for you. You see,
yeah,
this is the thing. Yes, I mean, now I'm confident. So
yeah,
that doesn't happen without mind maps. At least with me, it
yes,
doesn't happen. I'm sure you have also experienced the same.
yeah, yeah.
So, Soumitra, we also know that you are a resilience coach. So why did you pick this particular niche for yourself? Why resilience coach particularly?
It was not easy. It was not easy. It took, I think, at least 7 months to nail down that, yeah, this is something that I have and I want to
Mm,
help others to have it. So when I see my life, 15 years, everyday challenges, and still there are challenges,
mm,
still. So every day I was fighting back, I was bouncing back. So that was the one thing that I was living, but I was not able to identify.
mm,
Even when I was having session with you, it was
mm,
not clear. I was just thinking about some meta skills I will teach,
mm,
something like that. But somehow in the process, it jumped out that this is something that is, I am practicing and I must help others to have it. And today's world need a lot of resilience.
of course.
So that was one thing that I don't know when it came out, but it was a process, took a long time, but now it seems that it is something that I want to do in my life.
Great, great. So yes, I think all our niches, or people say follow your passion, do this, do that, but I think nothing strikes in just one single
Yeah,
moment. Like, yeah, no, it is a process. I think with all of us, it happens that we think of certain things and we try, we do, and then slowly, as we chisel out, okay, this is
yeah.
working, this is not working. Then one fine day, or maybe through the process, we come across whatever it is that we want to do further in life. So,
And it keep
excellent.
refining also.
Yeah,
It keep
yeah.
refining. Even I cannot say, I mean, there's a further scope to, zoom in, and to further scope is to further refine it. So it
Of
keep on,
course.
it's a continuous process.
Of course, of course. I think everything is a continuous process, because
Yeah,
if we stop at that, then maybe we are doing injustice to ourselves and
yeah,
to the people with whom we are sharing our knowledge as well. So it
right,
has to be a
right.
continuous learning process. And I quite agree with you on this. So moving forward, I would like to ask you, like, maybe I'll share my example with you, which may give you a little more clarity. As a mind mapper, as you say that you have made 1,000+ mind maps within less than a year. So similarly with me also, I make mind maps for every single thing. Sometimes I make mind maps on the software, sometimes it is just on pen and paper, sometimes even if I'm in a restaurant and I'm just I have a napkin, I will draw there if I really have to jot down some
Right.
ideas or brain dumping, whatever it is. So as mind mappers, we make thousands of mind maps, 10,000s of mind maps, but even then there are some mind maps which are very close to our heart. Some mind maps which have probably seen us uh, in our emotion, which has seen our emotions, which has seen in our most vulnerable point in life, or some mind maps which has seen us achieving some milestone. So whatever it is, but there are some mind maps which will always remain special to a mind mapper. So in your case, do you have a particular mind map which you would like to share with the audience, which is very special to you?
Yeah, there are many, but one that is not perfect, very far from being perfect, but it is this mind map is something that became something that pushed me forward in the journey of mapping. So that is why I want to share this mind map.
Okay.
And it was uh, it was a final presentation on leadership card. So that mind map we have created, there was four teams were there, and the topic was 7 stages of change.
Okay.
So up to at least 2 weeks we were just shifting here and there, what to do, what should be the topic, what theme we should select. And then being strategic, we selected project enable because everyone contributed in that. So it was something that is close to the heart of everyone. And we three were there: Nidhi Nandagopal, curiosity coach, I, and Jyoti Upadhyay, life coach. We three were there to present it. And final day we presented flawlessly, and we stood first out of four.
Wow.
But I think it is very important to know the conclusion that I draw. I drew after that. The conclusion was simple: that look, for bigger mind map, bigger presentation, we should not go for mind map. For images where the lot of images are there, we should not go for mind map. Where there are too many people to present, we should not go for mind map. This was my conclusion after this presentation, even though we stood first. And same day evening I got a call of a yoga coach, a meditation coach, and she said, look, Somit, would you like to help me in presenting my content through mind map? I said, what? I said yes with nervousness. Ki how will I be able to help her? And next day I got three more calls. Ki Saumitra, will you help me? She was one was teacher, one was in software industry. So they all were asking ki how we can use mind map for presentation, and that made me curious. That day I shifted to the new version of MindMister. It was not perfect, there was so much problem, but I tried to find out all the features, all the shortcut shortcut keys were there. I tried to find out that, and within a 1 month something came that surprised even me. Final Udemy course was there to launch, and I was in bed. So these presentation skills that I learned while teaching others, that helped me a lot, and 50% of my media videos were made on mind map.
Wow. Wow.
So more people contacted me, and it made it pushed me towards mind map. And because of that, now I feel really surprised when I present through MindMister using all the features in one mind map. I am able to make the nest of 5-10 mind maps. I'm able to show images effectively. I am
Mm-hmm.
able to show use colors, themes, and notes and thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
So much is there to share. All videos, means all 30 days course are there in one mind map.
Mm-hmm.
So new ways started after this conclusion and the feedback that I have received from 5 to 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, this mind map is very close to my heart, because whatever I am able to do in mind map, because of this presentation.
Excellent. So, I can really get that feel of why this is special, that beautiful mind map with all those pictures and, so much of information and the very nice flow, why this is special to you, because this is where it all started.
Yeah,
it was just the beginning, and from there, if you see that how you created one after the other, one after the other, and the next level of influence on people, I would say, because it
yeah,
is
yeah,
only because they were influenced or they were inspired by the way you were doing things. So it looks very seamless, it looks very appealing. At the same time, it also conveys the information that it has to.
yeah,
And people might be very bored of the conventional way of presenting. This is again another thing. So I'm sure MindMeister has helped you a lot in the
yeah,
process, and you have helped a lot of people to present better using MindMeister. And also, it is not just about the tool, but it is also about how we can present things radially. I think that has also attracted a lot of people in your circle about whom you are talking, that you have taught a lot of
yeah.
people
For
about
Mind
presenting.
Mister
Yeah.
is na Mind Mister. It's like extended sense. Like I've said you, I've told you. It's
Mhm.
simply because how can we use different colors where we can put thumbnail. So it automatically it comes in my mind. So that is something sometimes surprise others and sometimes even surprise me that I'm able to do this. And
Excellent.
really the big credit goes to you because you are the one who introduced me so systematically that once I learned, I was not able to leave it for even a single day.
Wow. I think I'm honored and I'm humbled by what you have said just now. And yes, I also use a lot of digital mind mapping tools as well. And I see that it does help a lot in our journey towards content creation. As you say, that you have a mind map of your course, 30 days course in one mind map,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
your Udemy course that you have, and I have been through your course, at least I have skimmed through. So I see that you have used a lot of mind maps in your content creation, also in the Udemy course modules and all. So this is the power of mind mapping, actually, that for you it is working like an extended sense. What better than that?
yeah,
So as we come towards the end of this conversation, and knowing your story, knowing how you became a resilience coach, and you say that you are still refining it, which is, I think, every human being needs to do. We need to keep on refining that we do. So we would like to ask you three piece of advice from for our audience, not just based on your mind mapping journey, but as a whole, the person you are, the strong person. As I said, you are a fighter, you are an inspiration to a lot of us. The way you do things, hats off to you. So what are the three quickest piece of advice from your journey to us and to our audience?
yeah. First is regarding mind map, because we are talking about that. One misconception that was even my mind is to just go for mind map and create a ready-made piece. It should not go like that. It should be a process, and for that your concept of yeah, that was speed mapping, and the one that I learned on bigger plate CCPP. First
Mhm.
capture, then categorize, then prioritize, and then plan. It is something that really cleared my mind that
Mhm.
what should be the way to go for mind map. Rules are there, but don't expect perfect piece in a first go.
Excellent.
And the advice that I would like to say that I did not do anything exceptional. It was just focusing on the things that was in my control. Yeah, there was when I was to lay on my bed for months and weeks. It was tiring. I was feeling frustrated. Even today I feel frustrated. But the thing is that when we focus on things that are in our control, we shift our gauge and we are able to make some difference that further motivate us to bounce back in life.
Wow.
And with that, the social net is very very important. You see me, my body below neck doesn't work. For each and everything I depend on others, but simply it is because of the social network that I have. It is making me sustain every day. So we should have uh, quality relationship, not one way, two way, and we should focus on uh, things that are in our control. That two things simply helped me to just continue my journey. Last, I think on 3rd of August, I'm going to complete 17 years of my second journey. So
Mhm.
these two simple things help a lot to me.
Wow. I think that is one of the best piece of advices I have ever got. Focusing on things that are under our control. That is like one of the best advice, I would say. because a lot of times even I see that I try to just crib. Sometimes I will just, okay, ye nahi ho raha hai, those complaints come. But then this, if we just remember this one line, that okay, this is not in my control, let's not just focus on this and focus on things that I can do. So this
Yeah.
is excellent, and all your three learnings, the three advices, I'm sure it is like golden nuggets, I would say, for the audience. And once again, it is an honor and a privilege to have this conversation with you in this mind mapping show. And I would like to thank you once again for accepting the invite, for sharing about your experience, sharing about your knowledge, your journey with us. So thank you so much.
What could be more honorable than being in the show of your mentor and talking to talking to him or her. So it's my honor that you invited me, and I'm the part of this your new initiative that is definitely going to inspire a lot of people to shift and to give it a try to mind mapping. Thanks a lot for inviting, and it was a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much.